Among all the noise and fear and confusion, Leena had one thought in her mind. Her friends, Tobias, Papu and Kamran. Where were they? Leena! Leena stopped. Was that someone calling her name? Leena! Suddenly, she saw a small boat moving towards her. It was Tobias, calling her name as he floated along, upside down in the water. He was using his tough tortoise shell like a boat. Praise be to God, shouted Leena. Tobias, you're okay. The thunder roared louder than before. The rain poured down harder than ever. Lakes of water now covered the land. The smaller animals had started to swim. Tobias tucked his head into his shell and used his legs like paddles to push through the water. A couple of hippos plodded past, huffing and puffing. Come on, Leena, said Tobias. There's no time to lose. To the ark! To the ark! The Prophet Nuh stood at the door of the ark with his sons beside him, dripping with rain. They were using sticks to sort the animals into line. 2 at a time, shouted Nuh. Line up, please. Keep calm. Don't panic. We're going to be all right. Trust in Allah and all will be well. Get in line! Get in line! Echoed a voice overhead. 2 at a time. 2 by 2. 2 by 2 will get you through. Papu, said Leena. Thank God you made it. Papu the parrot was too busy to chat. He had an important job to do. Papu's job was to fly up and down the long queue of animals and get them into line. 2 at a time. 2 at a time, he squawked. 2 by 2 will get you through. Pushing and shoving, the animals lined up while the thunder roared and cracked overhead, and the floodwater crept right up to the sides of Noah's Ark. 2 by 2, the hummingbirds and the dogs and the pandas were counted and shown where to go. When it was the donkey's turn to enter the ark, one of them slipped and bumped into a camel who trod on a bear's foot. They all started arguing about who should go first. One of Noah's sons saw the problem and sorted it out. Bears first, he said. Then camels, then donkeys. That's fair. It's alphabetical. And hurry up. You're holding up the whole queue. It's alphabetical, bellaferatical, squawked Papu the parrot, getting all confused in his excitement. 2 by 2, 2 by 2, and alpharenitical. Leena and Tobias entered the ark and were joined by Kamran. It was very dark inside. There were hardly any windows. It was very noisy too. But at least it was dry. The sticky black pitch that Noah's sons had painted on the ark's planks was keeping out all the rain and water.
I'm feeling seasick already, moaned one of the camels. I don't like water.
I miss the desert, groaned the other camel. Where is the sun?
I think, said Tobias quietly into Leena's little lizard ear, I think we ought to find a place away from those camels. They're always complaining. One of Noah's sons spread straw for the animals to sleep in. Leena and her friends found a nice cosy corner to dry off. Outside, the thunder roared. The rain hammered on the roof. Look, the water is rising, cried the camels. They'd better close the door before the water gets in.
Close the door, cried out the anteaters. Quickly, don't let the water in, we can't swim.
Just then, Nuh said, The time has come. The flood is here. Close the door, my sons. Yes, close the door! Close the door! Echoed all the animals. One of Noah's sons blew on a sheep's horn shaped like a trumpet. The last of the animals climbed inside with the flood water rising around their legs. No one wanted to be left behind. Noah's sons heaved on some ropes and the huge thick wooden door of the ark began to close. Leena heard a creaking sound. It was the wooden planks in the floor. The ark had begun to move. But would it float? Oh, it's rocking! It's rocking! It's going to fall over! Cried the camels. The ark tipped to one side, then lurched to the other. And then it was afloat.
Phew,
said the gerbils to the antelopes. That was a narrow escape. The birds in the roof of the ark twittered and sang. The cows mooed in their stalls. The tigers roared. Every animal in the ark called to every other animal to celebrate. They had been saved. The monkeys, the leopards, the cats and the tortoises had been saved. The gerbils, the rats and the beetles had been saved. Nuh and his sons and their wives and their children praised Allah. Everyone praised Allah. Nuh and his sons climbed up their ladders to check that there were no leaks. Outside, the water rose higher and higher until soon the ark was floating among the tops of the trees. And then the trees disappeared beneath the waves and the forest vanished. Then the very highest mountains sank beneath the water. The world had turned into a big, giant sea. The great flood had come. Noah's Ark floated on the water all alone. Day after day and night after night, the rain came down and the sky stayed dark. The animals in the ark knew they could never go back to the old world. Some of them were sad about that.
I miss my snug burrow,
said one of the rabbits.
I dug it in the roots of a tree.
I miss having a nice damp cave to sleep in, squeaked a bat hanging nearby. The animals in here make too much noise. I miss fresh grass, said one of the zebras. Green grass is what zebras like to eat most of all. In here, we only get dried hay. What about me? Said one of the giraffes. Every time I try to stand up straight, I bang my head on the ceiling. What about you, Delinda? Said Leena. I bet you don't miss carrying around that nasty old merchant and his heavy bags. Delinda the donkey laughed. She certainly didn't feel sad about the flood. She was glad the flood had washed away the nasty people and their false god, wood. Me too, growled a lion nearby. Noah preached for years. Allah gave everyone a chance to be saved. That's true, said Kamran, who, as a cat, had great respect for lions. Allah made sure we all had a chance. I'm so glad I left the town when I did. I don't miss that rotten old town at all. For many days and many nights, the animals and the humans in Noah's Ark waited for the rain to stop. The giraffe kept a lookout. He was the only one tall enough to see out of the very small windows. Every morning, he looked out to see what he could see. And every morning, all he could see was the sea. It was Papu's job to spread the news.
Nothing to see, he squawked. Nothing to see, only the sea. Pitter-patter, splish-splash, only the rain. Again. Squawk!
Day after day, the news from Papu was no news. Then one day, the rain stopped.